Speaking of crazy shit you did, welcome to the Average Adventuring Party podcast, where the party is used to using legal jargon in everyday life. They object to almost everything I say.
Sustained.
Sustain you.
Well, I just really like the briefs.
Unless I like it when there are no briefs.
Permission to approach the bench.
Sustained.
You want to do what with the bench?
And none of them are blondes.
Your mom's a blonde.
Sorry, it sounds like my brother did his first D&D adventure and was unrealistically lucky.
He survived? How the hell?
And I'm like, sometimes it happens, sometimes you get unrealistically lucky. Pray for more luck.
Don't do that. That means someone else at the table is going to be unrealistically unlucky. So speaking of unrealistically unlucky, aha, 2 segues in the opening.
Hung jury. Make it 3.
They don't call me the Hangin Judge for nothing. Anyway, what happened last time, you guys?
We traveled.
Yeah, we traveled.
I totally hurt myself.
You got the best mounts, the goodest boys.
Martiana is giving us directions, which is concerning. We are at this monastery beneath which we have been told is where we need to go. But the monks there are telling us, oh no, you don't want to go down there. Here, come to our monastery, which Martiana's like, no, don't go to the monastery.
So we went to the monastery.
No, we're at the gates.
We're at the gates. I don't think we're going in.
Yeah,
if we
I
can
don't think
help
we
it.
haven't gone in yet.
No, you basically you stepped out of the forest.
There is no wall. There are no gates.
Yeah, there's no walls, no gates. There's some farmland. There's a wrinkly old human sitting on the porch who stands up to greet you.
Yeah.
He's sitting at the largest building. You've got a couple of monks with you, including Brother Green.
And everything is lit up with magic.
And Ardith decided to put on her magic vision goggles, and it's all magic.
Every fucking thing.
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Cut that.
We're not gonna lick anything here, okay?
No licking.
No licking.
That you're aware of.
There's a non-zero chance that Iocus might lick something up.
And I did a fly around and noticed some monks supposedly doing some training in front of the area we think we need to go. So, can I start, or did you have something?
No.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, you're good.
Ready? Fight!
So,
Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative.
Not again.
Us versus the 99 monks.
50.
No, there's 50.
Oh, well,
51.
Yeah, 51.
they had a
So-
chance before.
So I'm gonna fly back onto his shoulder and pop into myself on his shoulder.
And suddenly Iocus is unbalanced on his bad leg.
Oh, come on. She weighs like 50 pounds.
I was gonna say. So, and I'm gonna kind of let you know that it looks like they're blocking or pretending to do martial arts training in front of where we need to go. So how about you say something about, maybe stretching your foot might help. You might want to go train, that I saw some trains, people training over there. And how about you go over there?
I need you to make me a stealth check.
Okay.
On account of the fact that there are just 3 monks standing behind
But
you.
I'm whispering
Yeah.
in his ear.
This
Okay.
doesn't look suspicious at all. Oh no, my leg.
Okay. Let's see if I can add anything to that.
I mean, obviously you can.
I clearly cook.
Well, you see, you have secret recipes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my enchanted forest guardian, because I have to stealth around to try to...
You don't talk to people. You murder them. You have made that clear.
But wisdom of the moots, I do have to talk to them a lot of times quietly because I don't want the people in my forest to hear me. trying to pray and figure out where they are, ask for help if you know where they're at?
Sure. This sounds like a good, we'll say, wisdom check.
I see the Spider-Man gif where he's getting stretched by the train.
With level or without?
With level.
With level, okay. Shit. I got 17.
Well, if the monks hear you, they don't give any indication. But it's about the time that you whisper into Iocus's ear, you remember that there's just 3 guys standing,
Yeah.
5 feet back from
And
you.
I kind of at least let them, they might be doing something in the area we need to go.
I think,
How about that?
yeah.
Okay. So then I'm gonna nicely get off your shoulders because you're
Hurt.
hurt and all.
Hurt.
And you guys say that like he can't balance on one foot since he's a monk.
On one foot, he's still faster than the rest of you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably right.
As I get down, I'm gonna say, so I got to see some of your guys' training. What kind of martial arts do you do?
Brother Green says, oh, well, it depends. Some of them focus on the more mental aspects, just for general health. Some of them are actually martial practices.
Oh, so is it like a workout type? I mean, they're just practicing?
He says part of it is physical, yes, but a lot of it's about the discipline.
Spiritual.
Yes. I myself find a great deal of relaxation in practicing various forms.
Yes, this does seem like a very spiritual place.
Well, if we have time, I'd like to go watch them. It looked pretty cool from afar.
Sure. But I believe our elder is waiting for us there. He points and says, that's eldest brother.
We shan't be rude, but we do have a time-sensitive matter to attend to, so let's...
I'm sure, and he could probably provide you guidance.
Yes.
Really looking for guidance, though.
Well, we can hear him out. Perhaps he has some sage words of wisdom. And
Okay.
the sooner we have a conversation, perhaps the sooner we can be on our way and out of their hair.
I will try and get Ardith's attention.
So.
And if I need to make a stealth check for it, but I'm gonna try and, communicate with her in our authority hand speak that we were kind of talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe she can try and find, if they won't sell the gear, we need to steal the gear.
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
You are not the first person to suggest this.
Yeah. No, because they're giving us the runaround.
Yeah.
But
So as we walk up to the old man in the farmland stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to pay attention to what they're planting, what the plants look like, and what they're farming.
It looks like a lot of root vegetables. So carrots, potatoes, that kind of thing.
Okay. Nothing suspicious or out of the ordinary, or a plant I've never seen.
Not really. I mean, so far, really, all you've seen is wheat. You haven't really toured the farmlands of the area.
No,
They're-
they're flying over and everything. I didn't happen to notice any weird.
the secret is they're all murder potatoes and killer carrots. So we're fucked.
Well, because he had mentioned that they have some type of plant with goop or a plant or whatever that could help with. So I was just seeing if maybe I could recognize the plant that he was talking about.
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
No, he walks you up to the porch, and there's just an incredibly old human who gives you a wave.
We'll give them a half bow.
Well met. Galdrien will do a polite bow with a little bit of a flourish.
Brother Green looks at you and He's one of the ones that took a vow of silence.
Yes.
So then what was the purpose of meeting him? He can't talk.
We are on a quest of most importance. We need to go into the volcano.
The old man shakes his head.
It is a matter of the complete destruction of this. It even concerns this area.
He looks at Green, and Green says, he believes it to be dangerous. There's some creatures down there that don't need to be woken.
We don't.
Someone is currently awakening them.
Well,
And we want to try to stop them.
that's unfortunate. He looks at the old man. The old man nods his head. Well, the eldest brother says that you are free to do as you wish. Except for that. I'm sorry. It's just... He feels that you are ill-equipped to make that particular journey.
You are correct. So help equip us.
For starters, you would need a spiritualist to help guide you.
I can be that.
You routinely commune with and command the undead?
No. But I routinely communicate and talk with nature, plants.
Well, the thing that's down there is not natural. So,
no, most definitely not. But
that is likely something beyond your expertise. I'm sorry.
Galdrien feels a little suspicious of this place. Now that he knows that everything is glowing with magic, does he think that perhaps using his background, he's probably fought the undead. He's fought the undead before in other timelines, in fact. Would it be possible to make a check to see if something about this entire place just screams undead to him?
Yeah, you can make a
Wisdom? Like it'd be a...
Don't say wisdom.
Oh, intelligence.
You channel magic through charisma, so I would say charisma.
I'll add physician training to this one since he's got it, but that would seem pertinent. I'm going to spend a luck point on that. Fat fucking bunch of good it did.
It was higher.
15, 20?
20? So there is something here that is definitely not natural, but you don't know if undead quite covers it.
Right. Could you tell me more about this place and why it is absolutely oozing with magic?
Oh, well, that's the wards. He looks at the old man, and the old man nods.
Why are you all oozing with magic?
The old man looks at him, shrugs. Brother Green says, well, he feels it's most likely due to long-term exposure.
But you've only been here 8 months.
8 months is a very long time to be around something highly magical.
Well,
And just think, if it's exposure at that rate, at this level, it's just one more thing you're unprepared for going that deep.
then why don't you all go and stop the resurrection of the red dragon progenitor?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
The old man nods. Oh. I didn't, well, quite frankly, we're not equipped to deal with dragons either.
Well, we are equipped to deal with dragons. You're equipped to deal with the spiritual. Why don't we make an alliance?
The old man shrugs. Brother Green says, what did you have in mind?
One, we need gear to survive.
Yes,
And there, you know that gear we've been talking about this entire time.
Yes, we need to be able to survive in the heat, as well as your assistance with whatever spiritual pitfalls there are down there.
I'm sure we can provide
And sulfur.
one or the other, and the old man nods. And he says, brothers, go get, anything you might think would assist with hot weather or
And
heat.
sulfur.
Sulfurous elements, sure. And a couple of guys run off.
And in turn, we would be purging
Too easy.
the evil down there.
Depends on how you're going to go about it.
With our fists.
Oh, that's
Do you have-
unfortunate.
Do you have a preferred manner?
Well, ideally you would stop it so you wouldn't have to.
Well, the longer you take, the less likely we are to stop it.
I don't think that's true. Part of guardianship is making sure that anybody who comes through your area isn't just going to go kill themselves due to neglect.
Well,
I would hate to send you down there unprepared.
Well, there's already something down there dying, and if they die, Kemet's released.
The old man shakes his head, and Brother Green says, yes, I
We're
see.
trying to stop her before
You're
she dies.
here for the girl, then. You can't be here for the girl. I'm sorry.
No, we're not here for the girl. We're here to
What's the
stop
girl?
the release. I don't
Yes.
know who you're talking about.
Really? What girl?
He says about gay tall, red hair, black skin, that girl.
I've actually never met the person that you're describing.
Oh, well, then I'm afraid we're doubly going to have to ask you to leave. I'm afraid whatever assistance you were counting on from us, we're going to have to politely decline.
and
So you're just gonna let that person down there die and Kemet come up and...
No,
No, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, obviously you are.
no.
'Cause they're about to die, and hey, that's all he needs.
Yes,
Uh-huh,
except no. If she dies,
uh-huh.
then her magic can't be taken.
So we can't lock Kemet back up, is what you're saying.
I'm saying that that's not as good of an idea as you seem to think it is.
So you're saying just out of the blue we're supposed to come up with a brand new idea? Of how to keep him from...
Let me ask you a question.
And wouldn't her magic go to the next person? Like all the others did?
I'm not really a scholar in that regard. I'm really only going based on what I've been told. And he points at,
From Silent Man up there who's not supposed to be talking. But yet you've been told all this.
yes.
Okay.
He has very expressive eyes.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Suffice to say, I understand where you're coming from, and you think you're doing what's right, but
Uh-huh.
it's not the correct course of action.
Per who? Who saying that? Who's to say y'all know all and it's,
Who's to say that you know all?
but we can get into
You can't
circular
let us
arguments
try.
all the time. But what do you suggest then?
Well, let me ask you this. You have that statue.
How did you know about that?
Word travels quickly. You have that statue, and we can sense that magic.
And as we can sense yours.
True. But that's not really ours. It's the area. Regardless. I just think that if you know something's the key and you don't want to unlock it, maybe take the key away. So
maybe.
by going down there, you might just be delivering the thing that he needs.
Which is what I said.
Now you're agreeing with him?
I was outvoted when I said that.
Except I have already witnessed this seal away Kemet once.
Okay. Like I said, we're not going to stop you, but we are going to ask that you leave.
All right.
And they won't give us any gear.
So we're on our own then.
Okay.
Unless we come up with a different idea.
Oh, yes, unless you come up with a different idea. At which point the old man nods. We'll say Galdrien, you look over, and sitting on the edge of the roof of one of those buildings is Martiana, and she's just going and shaking her head.
Yeah, I've never seen her actually look downright worried. Right. Thank you for your hospitality. I'll be on my way. And Galdrien's going to make a beeline straight for the northeast or northwest.
Yeah, so when you start walking that way, one of the monks kind of steps in front of you, and he says, exit's that way.
You said you wouldn't be stopping me?
No, we asked you to leave our land.
Yes, I am leaving your land. I'm going through the downward exit.
So.
Another monk kind of just stands up, and he asked you politely.
And I'm answering politely. This is,
Brother Green says, are we really... The exit is literally right there.
So, Galdrien, let's just think about this for a second, okay? For a second, let me throw this by you. Mariana, who is really good with illusions, who constantly, this whole time, has been throwing them at us, trying to make us think that she has Shannara, that she's going to kill Shannara, that she did kill Shannara.
Brother Green says, could you please have this conversation out there? You're disrupting our
No, you started this. So, anyways, she has been lying to us this whole time. So what's to say that her doing all this
one of the big guys comes over and stands directly in between you two. Just points out the gate.
I'm going to look around him and say, what's to say that this is
Grab
not one
Suna by
big
the scruff of the
illusion?
neck.
I'll grab him by the wrist. Please. No, sir.
Brother Green says, I really am going to advise you against that.
But wait, guys, why can't we have this conversation here where we might agree with you and come up with a different plan and use your gear?
You can have that conversation over there.
Over where?
And he just points back the way you came.
Walk with me, Galdrien.
While this is going, Galdrien would like to rely on the distraction and make a break for it.
All right. This sounds like a great skill check. A great skill challenge, I mean. So everybody roll initiative.
All right. Finally.
So, Ardith, what you got?
A 12.
All right. Galdrien?
27.
Suna?
23.
Iocus?
27.
I'm guessing Iocus is 27 fast?
Yes.
What's your dexterity?
My dexterity is 18.
My dexterity is 18.
I would say I was going to let him go first anyway, because he's the one kicking this off.
All right. Okay, so here's what happens.
Still the shit. Still the shit.
Your goal is 1, to not die, as it should be in all things. But 2, make your way through whatever these guys throw at you down into
the pit.
The pit, and that includes all of you, for better or worse.
Yeah. You want to make a beeline for the gear?
Yeah.
Since they were going off to get it.
Okay, you might as well attempt to use my dexterity is still shit.
Yeah.
All right.
She's a burglar. She should be burgling.
So, Galdrien, there's this moment where someone puts a hand on Suna. Iocus puts a hand on that guy. Green steps up to just be like, hey, stop it. And you just bolt.
Take off running.
A couple of monks see you, and we'll say they're practicing forms over there near the forest. and they start running towards you, yelling. At least one of them is not yelling, but he's still gesticulating wildly.
I would like to, I guess it would be like casting a spell of sorts. I'm not actually casting a spell from my spell book, but what I'm doing is I'm strumming my lute and just polluting the area with magical energy to keep them at bay.
Sure.
Not trying to cause damage to them or anything, but
Psychic dissonance.
Yeah, psychic dissonance, like loud, magically imbued, distracting noise that
Besides me yelling
keeps
at you?
them from concentrating and coordinating.
Come here!
He's
Come
doing
back!
power slide.
Yes. That is a 34.
Damn.
So, Galdrien ducks under a couple of these guys who try to grab him, and when he lets loose this powerful cord on his lute, so imagine everything in color, right? Like real life, true to life color. When he hits this note, everything effectively goes grayscale and is completely and entirely dilapidated and just looks completely drained of all life, including the monks, who are mostly transparent. They're still running towards him as if nothing has changed for them. And then they hit that zone and go transparent and just kind of like slow to a crawl as they're trying to reach for him. And he's able to run past them.
Knew it.
Iocus. So this big elephantine guy has a hand on Suna.
Okay. Because I want to help Suna's escape, I'm actually gonna do pop, 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 and like try and knock the elephant guy down, making him release. Not trying to kill him, but I'm definitely gonna break out the martial arts.
Yeah.
Strength or dex?
Sounds like a good strength check to me.
Okay. I'm gonna say that's a 1, but it is cocked.
Go ahead and
here,
roll.
go. Like, I'd count that as a 1, but okay, that's a 23.
23. All right.
And 24. I'll add monk background to it as I.
Yep. So this guy goes to like literally grab Suna and just chunk her.
Grab his wrist.
Yeah, you put him in a lock and then just do this super cool like simultaneously trip and double hand strike that just hits him off of his feet and pushes him way far that way. When he hits that zone, he just like hits and rolls, and when he stands up, he's moving much slower, but is also see-through.
I'm like a pissed elephant.
Suna, you were on the verge of having been thrown. Iocus freed you from that guy, at which point Green goes, a duel of wits then. And he steps up to Iocus and strikes a pose. And they do that like martial arts sizing up, at which point two guys just tackle you.
See, they're trying to trick us.
Yeah.
It is your turn now. Galdrien has just booked it. He's all the way over there.
About how far away is he?
He's probably...
Like I could see him?
Yeah, you can see him. He's probably past that large building where the old man is, who is turning and like holding up his cane like he's yelling, but
Get off my lawn!
he's not actually yelling anything.
Did Galdrien pass the farmlands?
The farmlands are to the south of you. He's heading northwest.
So he's heading this way?
Yeah.
And farmland is down here?
Yes.
Okay.
There are like two guys on you that are trying to pin you to the ground.
So is it just empty field? Where we're at? Or
You're on a
empty-
path.
Path, okay.
Yeah.
Dirt?
There's probably some foliage
Vegetation.
around. Yeah, I can probably summon some vines or something.
Well, I could have done that anyways, even without the foliage. I was just trying to get an idea. So, I imagine there's water to
There's ponds
sprinkle
everywhere.
ponds everywhere.
Mhm.
So, I'd like to use the water. I guess that wouldn't really take. I don't know how to make a sinkhole.
Well, say you're trying to make a sinkhole. Like
Okay.
you don't have to use a spell or
Yeah, tell me
anything.
the end result you would like.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make a sinkhole to where as the guys grab me or whatever, we may fall back into a hole, and then I'm going to try to either turn into a bird and jump out or just try to use them as stepping stools and jump out.
Okay. Sounds like a great wisdom check.
Forest guardian.
With my forest guardian?
That seems like something you would do as a forest guardian.
28.
I gotta start making these DCs harder.
You say that. We're rolling
Yeah, I was
decently.
gonna say, that's a pretty good roll.
So,
got 19 on the die for mine, so.
Suna, you basically roll over and then will the ground beneath you into mud, and it starts sucking you three in. And right as you're about to get pulled under, you feel something grab your fur, like basically grab you by the ears and start pulling upwards. And there's this black hand that is kind of slightly on fire. Mardiana has just grabbed you by the ears and yanked you up. And whenever you're free, you're able to transform into a muddy bird and kind of like hobble, half fly your way. At which point, one of the guys starts spinning a circle with a net, like a fishing net, and he's going to try and catch you. Ardith, so you see Iocus over there squaring off, Galdrien just booking it, weird magical interference. Mardiana popped out of nowhere to help.
Which is disconcerting all by itself.
Suna is covered in mud and trying to fly away, and there's a guy clearly going to throw a net at her, and he looks like he stands a good chance of getting her.
I mean, do you want me to go get the shit or not?
I want you to say Suna, yeah.
Okay. Because those are the two options there. I can either sneak off or I can save her.
You
Throw
can,
a knife or two at the guy and then take off.
I was going to say, you can do multiple things.
Yeah, you can.
But I can't sneak off.
No.
Anymore.
That's true.
That's true.
Well,
Unless I book it fast enough.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
you can
book
take
it
care of the guy for me and I'll fly over there and get him.
Yeah, good idea.
You're little.
Or I can charge through the wall and you can use that as a distraction. I mean, it's worked before.
Just because you throw knives at a net doesn't mean that you'll spot where the knives came from if you're not there anymore.
That's true. I mean, because during all this, you guys have been very loud and very flashy.
Oh, yeah.
Ardith has been very quiet.
That was the point.
I mean,
yeah. Galdrien's kicking off the distraction here. He's doing his job. Like,
And
it also just
I
revealed that.
started the distraction.
Okay, yeah, but you didn't do it on purpose.
And two, if I'm sitting here, I'm a Zen garden monk. The one guy takes off. There's a sinkhole, and then this big guy hits our big guy. We're gonna fall on the fucking big guy. Like, fuck that guy.
Okay, I'm gonna chuck a knife at the guy trying to go after Suna, not really even to hit him, just to make him flinch.
Or
So-
cut the net.
Well, I think if I give her an opportunity to get out, she can.
Yeah.
all right.
And then I'm gonna book it in the direction those people went for the supplies.
Sure. Sounds like a great dexterity type stealth check.
And I'm putting rope higher on that because I don't trust this die. Okay.
Not bad.
25.
25. Nice.
Pause really quickly. Sorry,
It's the
thank
sound of Iocus's bones breaking.
you. For pausing.
All right, resume.
With the sound of that dagger bouncing off something.
So, you, during all this distraction, you take a second, and as the guy, flings the net, you throw a dagger, which cuts the umbilical cord that's holding it all together, and it just goes slinging off in one direction, and pretty much half the guys here turn to, they thought he had it, and then the net just goes off that way, and everyone stops to look. Suna continues her waving flight, because she is caked in mud. Ardith starts running, and at some point, you hear all this noise, and all these guys are running towards you, at which point Mardiana just grabs you by the shoulders and yanks you into a building, and you see 20 monks run by. And then she goes, "Oh, that was close. You really should find more ways to deal with your angst than throwing knives. Hold on, Galdrien's in trouble, and she disappears.
I was gonna say, as soon as she grabs her, right before she starts talking, like, Ardith swings at her out of instinct, because no touchy, damn it.
Yeah, you swing around, and that's about the time she says Galdrien's in trouble, and you see her poof.
Okay, next time I'm gonna hit her.
Speaking of Galdrien, you start running. You've caused this blackout zone. As you near the edge of the woods, we'll say those 10 guys who are training step out with longbows, and they have blunted tips, but they all just like prepare a volley to aim at you.
Right.
And they strike a cool like martial arts, like one-legged crane pose while they do it.
Knowing that they're doing that crane pose, Galdrien's going to take out his own bow and aim for each of their legs.
All right. Sounds like a good dexterity check.
This will be the mercenary. 17. 25.
25. Nice. So Galdrien sees one guy who's kind of like wavering on one leg, pulls out an arrow, and shoots him right in the kneecap, and he falls over and knocks a bunch of his guys over in the process. And maybe 1 or 2 arrows whiz past Galdrien, but he's able to dip, duck, dodge.
Yeah, good rolls. Good rolls.
Yeah, I'm sick of it. You guys knock it off. You're not giving me a lot to work with here.
Don't worry.
I don't know. It sounds like you're coming up with quite a lot.
I'll fuck something up.
So Galdrien makes it to the edge of the woods. Those monks are like helping they're helping each other up and helping the one you shot up, but you're able to get through the woods. When you get down there, Martiana is effectively standing against a tree, and she goes, don't go that way. Go that way. And she points, we'll say more north than you were going. At which point you hear a bunch of those monks run by, basically in the direction you were going.
Right. We should have been working together a lot sooner.
She is not there. Iocus, this guy has you are in the martial arts gunfight, like duel thing.
I'm going classic indie. I'm pulling my gun and shooting him in the knee, and then jumping over him to charge the building that I saw Ardith go off towards.
The gun probably gets you.
Sounds like a good dexterity check.
Oh yes, it's a 1. I was kind of hoping something like that would happen.
Gun just goes flying everywhere. You don't keep it loaded.
It's been through water. It's been.
So here's the thing. You might not remember this, but I do. The last time the gun was used, you purposefully unloaded it to hand it to Galdrien to make a point.
I remember that. That's why I was like, this will be funny. I hope.
At which point you go to pull it, and Green smirks at you, and then just jumps on you and starts beating the bejesus out of you.
That's just fine.
At which point, he'll at one point he'll have you down, and then he'll offer you a hand, pull you back up, and then just start beating the out of you again.
I couldn't have planned that better. I was like, this will be hilarious.
Suna, we'll say you crash into a building because your wings are just covered in mud.
Yeah.
You're probably at the far end. Like, you can see Galdrien going that way, and you're going this way. When you look up, there's, we'll say one of these monks, he's at a pot, and he's cooking something. And there's 10 or 12 brothers who are eating, and like a couple of them are getting up and looking around to see what the noise is. At which point, the cook points at you, and all of them turn and just try to pounce on you.
Dinner.
Yeah, he pulls out a knife. It looks like he is going to have you butchered.
Way to go, Billy.
You hear Iocus cursing about something. And then just a series of blows. You hear Galdrien running off that way, and you have no idea where Ardith is.
Yeah, didn't we learn to not split up before? Speaking of which, guys.
Yeah, but these are monks, not abominations.
Would a 16 have passed?
No.
Okay. I was like,
No, you rolled a 1.
Even with the 1,
Don't
you
get-
had 16?
yeah, with the
Wow.
background.
I've done that too. Rolling into this.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that whole. Is it from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, where they break into the candy shop and pull over or push over all the pots and jump up on the tables and get the adults cooking and everything. Anyways, so I'm gonna.
That's not a plan, that's a Looney Tune.
I was going to say, so you want to cause general chaos?
Yeah.
To what end?
So I'm going to push the pot over to try to get them to stop or whatever, except for as I push the pot over, can I make it lava instead of whatever he's cooking? Not like real thick lava or nothing, but hotter than what it is.
Sure.
Ooh, that's a cool idea.
Or it's not lava.
You can't use Forest Guardian to do it.
No.
Isn't her forest?
No.
Oh, yeah. Because
Survivalist. Because I've had to survive in the heat and the volcanoes and, climbing up. It's a volcano, you said. I would have
Druid
had
thing.
the wisdom of the mist.
Perhaps, let me help you out here. Maybe phrase it as you throw more fuel on the fire, or scatter fuel, or something like that.
So my chef will actually come into play here. Because you gotta sometimes fuel the fire to make it cook faster. Or boil,
I'll give you half.
and you're going to be glad for that. Round up, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was a roundup.
No. You're not an exalted, I'm sorry.
Let's try it for you.
What is it again, wisdom?
No. This will probably be dexterity to do this and not
Crap. No, that's not bad.
not get burned or caught.
Ooh, nice. So, no background, so 24.
24. So Suna basically does a flying leap into over this chef who's cooking and sees all the spices. At which point she just starts throwing buckets of very flammable spices and agents onto the fire, which causes a huge fire. The chef knocks the pot over to try to put out the fire, which causes an even worse grease fire. And in the ensuing chaos, Suna is able to
Run away.
Break the mud off of her and fly out one of the windows.
Do a barrel roll.
Ardith,
Uh-huh.
you turn around to swing at Martiana and she's not there. And you find yourself in a room full of all kinds of equipment.
Oh, cool. I'm going to rifle through it for something that will help protect us against sulfur and heat.
Okay. Make me an intelligence check.
Cool.
Not bad.
17?
And then if you apply a background to it.
Surely you've had a case of joint before.
Yeah,
She has.
Yeah,
Don't call her
20.
Shirley.
Yeah, 20.
So what background are you applying?
Rogue. I probably should have done knife work for the other one.
Okay.
Which is the same number.
Yeah. So you start rifling through, and there are a lot of just everything in here. Like there's just a bunch of general supplies. You find like preserved food, summer and winter clothing, hats, a lot of big hats, and then you find effectively some protective ointments that you guys can put on your bodies to prevent burns, things like that. You don't really find much in the way of how would you say, clothing or anything like that. You could probably find some stuff to make masks out of. So you spend some time rifling through that. You step out, and Martiana is like looking over a roof at what's going on. She sees you and says, "Galdrien went that way. Suna went that way." And Iocus is getting the shit kicked out of him over there. And she
So who's closer?
Iocus. Although, hold on a second. And she like motions you back, and then a bunch of monks run by. And she goes, "Oh, I actually like this teamwork thing. This is fun. We should do this more often."
Yeah, there's just this like incredulous look like, what the fuck is going on?
So, Galdrien, you hit the bottom of this hill, and you see there is like a crevasse that has started, and it goes into the side, like under where the monastery is, and you'll have to squeeze your way in. It'll be pretty tight for Iocus.
We'll slather you down.
Yeah,
Alright.
I feel this is not a problem that Iocus is used to everything being tight for him. At which point, like when you go to reach for it, that large elephantine man just drops out of a tree in front of you, and the ground shakes, and he is directly between you and that, and he just holds out a hand and says, "This is your last chance, brother."
Alright, so the big elephantine man in front of me. I had seen them all go pale and translucent and everything like that.
Punch him in the trunk.
Which one?
I would like to, let's see, this is a tough one.
Take the trunk and dance with him. You're gonna
Reason with him.
Lean with him. Rock with him.
It would be great if I could use this one, but I can't think of a way to use
You
it.
guys don't have sleep.
Yeah. I did that null zone before with the loot.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I'd like to focus it significantly more.
Mm-hmm.
And basically just try to blow him off the side of the cliff with pure concentrated music magic.
Okay.
Banish him
Sounds
from
like
existence.
a great charisma check.
Plus 26.
26. So he strikes that pose, holds out a hand, and when he sees you walking towards him, he gets into a ready stance. At which point Galdrien just like angles his lute so that it's directly facing him, and then lets him have it. The ground, sort of like before, starts to go very black and white. He turns translucent. Everything, all the vegetation becomes sort of rotted and dilapidated. And you concentrate this music, and eventually he just like starts to burn away and disappears, leaving this great big zone around the entrance to this crevasse.
Galdrien takes his the tuning peg for his bottom string and detunes it a whole step so that now he's in drop D.
Yep, all of you can hear Galdrien playing. Iocus, you have Brother Green on you. And we'll say, just at this point, Green grabs you by the horns and just flips your body over and aims you at the old man, who looks like he is getting ready to bat you out of the way with his cane.
Okay.
But it is your turn.
While you mess with the bull, you get the horns. I'm gonna actually try, while he has my horns held, I'm gonna try and like flip them over my head and punch them, and then run over to Ardith.
Okay.
He's doing the cheerleader move where
Whip my hair back. Give him a sultry glance over the shoulder. Oh wait, wrong guy. Oh, that's a nat 20 this time. Talk about a swing.
Perfect. Could not be more perfect. Yeah, so basically what Iocus does is let him
lull him into a false sense of security.
He goes with the flow and lets Green just toss him. Mm-hmm. At which point he becomes a furry missile, just like arms by his side, head down, The old man goes to hit him, and the cane like breaks over your head, and you just tackle that guy through a building. And so you
get up and run.
Yeah, you just
I just land, roll, and keep running.
Yeah, Iocus lands, rolls, and then just busts out the other side. Ardith is over there. Martiana's up on the roof. At which point Martiana goes, "Well, he's not getting the shit kicked out of him anymore."
Well, that's a relief. As I'm like repacking bags so everyone can grab something easily.
He
Once
just
I have more people.
he just became a moosel.
Oh God.
Guess you could say that old man got bulldozed.
Suna, you are on your way. You see, basically everyone has circled back around. Brother Green is leading a charge of maybe 20 monks, and he's heading right for Ardith. And over there to the northwest of you, you can hear.
Oh, you're good. I'm just standing up to clear my senses.
Okay.
You can hear Galdrien playing,
Okay.
and then you see Iocus just like fly through a building.
The poor
So-
bastard.
Ardith and Iocus are past the monks. The monks
Yes,
are.
they're towards the entrance.
Okay, so I would like to land because I can't do stuff in bird form.
Mhm.
But land a little bit, close to them, to these two,
Mhm.
and use all the water from the ponds and make it all ice. So that way, when they're running, they're slipping and sliding and not coming towards us.
Sure.
That's not a plan, it's a Looney Tune.
I'm a fucking like we passed ludicrous speed.
I just a bunch of monks sitting there, okay, and slipping and sliding. That'd be funny.
It would be.
So wisdom.
So 19, and now can I say survivalist because you have to survive on ice, and so I know what it does.
That would be a forest guardian one.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would be a
forest
forest
guardian?
guardian.
Okay, so what did I say?
19.
You said
So
19.
24.
24. Yep. So Suna lands, lifts up her hands, and all the water just like surges out of the ponds. At which point, Brother Green kind of like looks around. It's like, ha! It starts to, take a large step and then starts walking on the water. At which point Suna freezes it, and half the monks are caught with their ankles underwater, and the other half just go,
Slipping and
yeah,
sliding.
just ass up as all the water turns to ice.
And then I turn back into a bird and catch up to these guys.
Yep. Martiana, all four of you just hear her laughing, like just gut busting.
This isn't her evil,
this
bitch laugh. This is like
No, this is just her like actually laughing. Then she's like, ow, 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 ow.
Well, at least someone's having a good time
Yeah,
here.
really.
Yeah, I am.
It is Ardith's turn.
Okay, so I got Iocus incoming and a bird incoming. Where I am.
Yes.
Okay, so when Iocus gets close enough, I'm gonna start tossing him some bags.
Okay.
Stuff like, okay, we're going that way.
All right.
All right. We'll say.
And just, carefully make our way that way. We're just dumbasses.
Yep.
I love you, honey.
That's fine.
Yeah. So. Go ahead and give me a wisdom check to see if you can navigate your way, because now you're having to fight patches of this really thick, slippery ice, which even Iocus probably has a difficult time balancing on.
I thought you guys were on the other side of it.
That's what I
kind of
thought too.
just kind of flung that at the.
I'm surprised that didn't tip
It
over.
didn't even roll.
Huh?
Didn't even roll.
She made her deck safe.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
I mean, not three of these things are the same, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to put rope for hire because navigating around buildings quickly. 18?
18? Yeah. So, Ardith basically jumps on one of the roofs and starts navigating so that Iocus can find the way. At one point, you pass by Martiana on a roof, and she's just like twitching, and there's blood pooled all around her.
Oh, this is fun.
and then she disappears.
Okay, double time.
But you eventually get to where Galdrien's at, and he's standing in this, effectively like a crack in a stone wall, and there's just this giant negative, dilapidated, decayed zone around him.
Looks like you're doing okay for yourself.
The elephant man went bye-bye.
Uh-huh. You okay?
Yes, I'm quite unharmed.
You sound way too mellow for this.
Oh, no, it's been a long day.
So
You think?
you killed a bunch of nature, is what you're telling me.
It was
No,
already dead.
This nature was already dead.
Okay.
This entire place is
So we can go
It's
down there
wrong.
and kill whatever is killing this area.
maybe. Whatever the case, it's time to stop us a dragon resurrection.
Anybody, should I use my cooking oil on him to get him down?
Galdrien looks at Ardith and says, I trust you were able to procure us something?
Yeah, here's a bag of stuff.
Yeah, at which point you see Brother Green at the top of the hill, and really? Didn't we just discuss this?
Your entire place.
Discuss this! As I flip him off.
Thanks for missing older brother.
He goes into the crevasse.
Shimmy your way down.
Yeah, shimmy my way in.
Yeah, we're going in.
Yeah. So everyone goes in, at which point, we'll say like a minute or two later, if you look back, you can see Brother Green looking in. He is likewise translucent. And he says, I can't follow you in there. Stop being unreasonable.
Fuck off or I'm gonna shoot lightning at you.
Well, that's not very sporting.
I mean, why can't you follow us in here?
Because he's dead.
I'm gonna open up my revolver and load some bullets in it again. Alright.
Yeah, at which point he just continues to stare for a while and then sits there in that like cross-legged pose.
We're
Oh,
going
you're gonna pout? Okay, cool, whatever.
And then eventually you get into a larger chamber. It is pitch black, but smells like sulfur.
Oh,
Masks
happy to tell
on.
you about that.
Yeah.
You want pebbles or you want to light up somebody?
I say pebbles.
What?
Oh, okay.
Iocus lights up.
I'm gonna light up a couple pebbles too.
Yep, so everyone gets a lit pebble.
Mm-hmm.
I am my own
You
pebble.
like being a beacon
He's
of
a,
radiance.
I'm a beacon of hope and a giant fucking target, all in one.
So take some of these clothes and hold them against your mouth, though.
Yeah.
Masks.
You got ointment, you got masks, and I got a couple other things.
yeah, so you...
Grease up, mask up.
And is Martiana with us?
No.
Okay. I've got something once she shows up.
If she shows back up.
I was gonna say she's about dead.
You basically get to the end of this crevasse and it drops down.
Mm-hmm.
Iocus is able to just basically put a hand on either side and drop his way down.
Mm-hmm. We have the climbing gear though, so I'll put a rope at the top, grab one end, and just.
Yeah. You drop down maybe 200 feet, and you are in just another. It looks like some kind of tectonic shift caused this great big crack, and so it just continues on, and then it drops down again, continues on and drops down again, and it does this 3 or 4 times. You guys can follow Iocus. He's glowing pretty brightly.
Yeah.
Suna, you have no trouble scrabbling down. You, eventually the heat just starts becoming unbearable.
Start applying the ointment.
It's still unbearable, but
We're not burning.
You're not.
It just sucks.
yeah, you are. The air is so thick and heavy with sulfur, like it's almost impossible to breathe, even with your masks on. And we'll say you get to this room that has a kind of a dull red glow to it, and when you look out, so like if you look up, there's the crevasse you just descended. If you look out, there is this opening, and it is probably 5 miles wide, and if you've ever seen the top of a volcano that has lava in it, but it is cooled on top, it is like that. Like you can still see it burbling in places, but it just looks like a giant black volcanic rock field that's lit from underneath. And there's just this sort of, I don't know, what would you call it, like a balcony, like a jutting of rock that's hanging out over it. And
an outcropping.
Yes, an outcropping of rock. A rock cropping. And basically, like where the last bit of wall is on that, there's Martiana, and she's just got like nails driven through her hands and wrists, and she's just hanging from a wall, and she's got this dull red aura about her. And there's just like the entire area around her is soaked in gore, like the whole wall, the floor. It looks like way more blood than the human or Genasi body should contain. And when she's just kind of hanging there limply, and she very weakly looks up at you, and her eyes can barely open. She's like, "Oh, that's funny. You came." And then she just drops her head, takes a deep breath, and says, I'll let you take it. I won't fight you. Just get me out of here."
Alright, statue.
Statue?
And
Okay, let's move.
as he
We'll
goes
there.
to do that, we should also give her a potion so
I
that
have one
Yeah.
the energy transfer doesn't kill her.
Yeah.
So is she, like, up above us?
No, like she's hanging at your level.
Okay, so this is all on ground floor.
Iocus will take. One of y'all have a healing potion?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys do. Do you want me to do it? Do you want me to do it?
Here. I'm tallest, so I can get a better angle.
Sure.
As we're doing that. Thank you.
Do you pull her off, or do you touch the statue to her first?
Probably need to touch the statue to her first because. But wait, with my physician training, would it even be safe to pull her off?
You can't see. From what you can see, she is very badly wounded, and crucifixion is not healthy in any way.
Yeah.
But aside from like the slashes on her arms and legs and face, and those spikes through her arms, like you don't see fatal wounds. She's just probably exsanguinated. Like she's lost all of her blood.
Right.
So
opening those wounds up by taking her off might be more than she can handle.
yeah.
So we should take her power first. Hope for her sake that the
Transfer doesn't
potion,
kill her.
yeah, that the potion is enough to keep her from dying, and then we can see about getting her down. Galdrien's a man of his word; he'll get her down, even if she has caused him untold.
Or we can have one person beat her a potion while the other person does.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on. While he touches it, that's when I...
I know you said feed her a potion, but what I heard is we can have one person beat her.
No, well, be later.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, when she's healthy.
And yes, so that's what we're gonna do. Now, I'd apply my slave background to try and do it gently, if that matters. Because I imagine as a slave, I've probably had to administer help to people who have been in really bad situations.
All right. So you take do you have the potion, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
He has a
So
statue.
Galdrien, you take the statue, and she kind of looks up at it. Goes, "Take it. I don't want it anymore. It's not worth it." And so there's this, like you've heard her make sort of her musical magic, and you hear that note, and she kind of opens her mouth and screams, and when she does, what little red aura remains kind of just siphons off into the statue, and she starts to hang limp, at which point Iocus is able to administer a potion to her. And as her wounds kind of start to close up, she starts sliding off of the hooks, off the spikes, and you're able to catch her and let her down. Her eyes are closed and she's still breathing, but she's unconscious.
Pause. Sorry.
It's not that moving.
I'm gonna say, I want her dead.
Yeah, I know.
We don't.
No,
We
mine.
don't.
Not right this sec, maybe
Yeah.
later.
Oh. I want her dead.
We gotta heal her up, give her a nice long life so that we can beat her to death at the end of it. Yes.
No, I think the punishment of having to live with what she's done without power now would be sufficient.
Well, that's it for a patron. Let's her live.
Yeah, well, I would like to see. I would like to knock her patron down several pegs.
I mean, yeah, she'll leave.
We'll kick her right in the patron.
So when you hold that statue out now, it has all the colored orbs surrounding it. The one of them, the yellow one, is kind of staticky, and the red one is very, very faint.
It'll have to do. Don't suppose you can take what you need from me, old friend? Looking at the statue.
There's no response.
Right.
I don't know if it'll work or not, but there's a lot of blood around here. Is there any power left in it? Make sure that we don't hoover up any of the...
Is there anything ambient around?
Okay.
I mean, like the whole cavern is magical.
Yeah.
If you're just kind of concentrating.
Right. Well, let's be quiet and let's.
I'll be carrying Mariana,
Okay.
by the way.
So you've got a hold of her. If you step out on that outcropping, far down there in the center, there is just a pillar that has a chunk missing out of it. And when you get close, that statue starts to kind of wiggle in your hands a little.
Does this remind me of? Is this like the same scene from when Ardith and I were?
You don't remember.
This is.
The last thing you remember, the last time you did this, was flying towards Kemet with that.
Yeah, because he was already breaking loose by the time we
Yeah,
got
he
here.
was already starting to break loose.
Right. We need to put it in there. We need to restore the seal.
I can get it over there.
Right.
Here, you take her. We're sure we're gonna do this.
When you pass her off, she opens her eyes and she's, what? Who?
Ardith.
Mhm.
Galdrien hands her the knife. Says, just in case.
Okay.
We're going to restore the seal now, Mariana.
Does the knife actually let me hold it?
Oh yeah,
Okay, cool.
the knife's not doing anything.
I just wanted to make sure.
We're going to put the statue where it came from. Or so help me.
Yeah. Start running off the end of the platform. Activate flight with a key point as I need to.
Well, I'll say before you do that,
Okay.
basically when Galdrien goes to hand you that statue, it just jerks out of his hand
Well, that works.
and takes off towards that pillar, at which point it just like clinks into place and starts glowing. And Mariana says, did it work?
I don't know.
Oh. Prop me up, I want to see.
It's not gonna work. It never works when we're around.
Sitting her up, but cautiously watching it.
Yeah, so you set her up, and she's watching it. Huh. I thought there would be more to it than that. Oh, hey, what are you doing here? And she kind of just like looks out over the abyss. Oh yeah, that's right. Galdrien, step back. It's going to get messy. At which point she's just yanked out of your hands and kind of just like pulled up into the air, and her skin starts flaying off of her.
Yay!
There's this deep rumble in the volcano, and the stone starts breaking apart and solidifying, like breaking apart and re-solidifying, and then breaking apart, and lava starts bubbling up, and then it re-solidifies. Martiana is still in the air. All of her skin is just being torn off of her strip by strip. And when she stops screaming, she's let down, and her skin is still kind of a blackish purple. Like, it tore away her skin and there was muscle underneath. Then it tore away the muscle, and under that was a new layer of skin. And it's still sort of blackish. Where she had feet, there are now hooves. Her legs are digitigrade. She has these long, curling, spiraling horns, and her eyes are black. Her teeth are very shark-like. She goes, well, that was terrible. Also, she looks past you. I wouldn't be here if I were you. And then she just blinks out of existence. At which point there's this gigantic roar, and a clawed hand, probably the size of a city, just bursts up out of the lava and starts pulling its way up. And then another, and lava is just dripping off of these red scales. And there's just one final crack, and that seal in the center of the lake just breaks into pieces. And through it, a red dragon's head just starts to pull itself up, and it opens its eyes. And there are these just bottomless red pits. At which point it lets loose a roar and starts shaking. And we'll say, like, with one swipe of its claws, just busts down a side of the caldera. Or not the caldera, the rock wall into the caldera, and just this deep voice that just shakes you to your core says, "Freedom, I taste freedom," and it starts pulling itself through the hole, and that's where we'll cut for the afternoon, is with this truly enormous red dragon just shearing its way through a rock wall and taking flight out over the caldera. As you guys are standing there, the lava just begins to surge, and it is evidently clear that this mountain is about to erupt.
There she blows.
In more ways than one.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm just getting looks from around the table.
We succeeded in freeing Kemet. Way to go! Oh, fuck. was that not the plan all along, guys?
Right. Well, now we can kill him for good.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all are positive we can kill him, huh?
Oh, no.
I got a knife that has a date with his spinal cord.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can turn him into a black dragon.
And,
That's what I meant.
you know, if I die doing what I love, it was fine.
Huh.
He's like, all right, go back to episode 35.
I figured she let us down here for some reason for her.
I think she's playing 4D chess.
That?
Huh.
Well, she got her desire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why have one power set when you can have a better power set?
Yep.
Also, I've done this whole thing. I have made, if Galdrien is our bard, I've made effectively the anti-bard just so I could say this. She played you like a fiddle. 40 episodes just so I could make that joke. Well,
Congratulations, we fucked up.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, I'm
Won't be
fucking
the
used
last.
to that.
Yeah.
not necessarily. Maybe there's some things.
Yeah. And it's also possible she's playing both sides against the middle here. Like, okay, I brought back Kemet, but he's also gonna go down like a bitch.
Nah.
Because, fuck Ferrari. She got what she wanted out of him. I don't think that means she likes him anymore.
I don't think she liked him to begin with.
Yep.
Probably still wants to see him suffer.
I mean, we kind of all want to see him suffer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Galdrien's gonna make it his mission to ascend to godhood just so he can
Just so we can walk up and kick him in the dick.
Yeah, just so we can
bend him over. Yeah, you remember all my mortal existence.
Mm-mm-mm. All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here because these guys are giving me death stares. Having said that, find us in all the usual places like Patreon, on Facebook. You know, I always hate asking people for specific things, but for seriously, if you can find us on iTunes and give us ratings and reviews, apparently that is the thing that feeds all other algorithms and helps us get found. So
only good ones.
I don't even care if they're bad ones at this point. I just want people giving feedback. They can change it to a good one later. So there's that. I'll put all that stuff in the show notes. I think I'm going to make some changes to the website so that we can get a little bit more audience interaction. I haven't quite decided how that's going to look, but I'm sure, like we do, we'll mangle it horribly until it works.
That's
It's
our
worked
motto.
so far, yeah.
Yeah, that's our
I mean,
motto.
at least we're not dead yet.
Yeah.
Nobody died.
Yeah, it's just a giant ancient dragon breaking out of the ground.
Really?
That's
Well, I wanted to stick my foot up his cloaca for 3 lifetimes now.
He's calling it a foot now.
Yeah, well, you never can tell with elves. They got this weird curly Q thing. And it's just... Anyway, on that note, if you guys got anything?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. All right, well, thanks for listening, and we'll see y'all next time, question mark?